Introduction to Pandas. Similar to NumPy, Pandas is one of the most widely used Python libraries in data science. It provides high performance, easy to use success and data analysis tools. Unlike the NumPy library, which provides object for multi-dimensional arrays, Pandas provides its in memory of 2D table object called data frame. It is like a spreadsheet with a columns, names and rows tables. Hence, 2D table pandas is capable of providing many additional functions like creating pivot table, computing columns based other computing plotting graphs. Pandas can be imported into Python using import pandas std. Some commonly used data structures in Python data science data structures in pandas are some commonly used data structures in pandas are series objects, 1D spreadsheet, 2D data frame, pandas object, dictionary of data frames similar to the MS Excel. Pandas series object is created by using series function. Each row is provided with index by default is assigning numerical values starting from 0. Like NumPy, pandas also provide basic mathematical functionality like addition, subtraction, conditional operations and broadcasting. Pandas performs data frame object represents certificate like cells values, column names and rows index labels. Data frame can be visualized as a dictionary of series. Data frame rows and columns are simple and intuitive to access. Pandas also provide SQL-like functionality like filter, sort, rows, conditions for example. Here is an example of people data. You can see by importing these libraries, import numpy as np and import pandas as pd. These are the libraries we are importing. This is the data we are creating here like this. We are giving some index Ramesh, Suresh, Mahesh, what years here. Let us run these lines of code. Let us call assign this as a better data frame people dictionary. Let us call this function. Yeah, beautifully created this data frame. We can call birth year by data frame. Yes, new columns and rows ed can be added using Python pandas. Yeah, we can added this new column. This is the data frame working by using the keyword data frame. Here, importing you can also import data from CSV file using Python path. Using path, data frame can also usually export from CSV, Excel, JSON, HTML, SQL databases. For extracting or importing these files from PC, you have to use OS library. Import OS and PWD is the keyword to use the path, local path. Import pandas and let us import this employees files from my PC. Let us run these lines of code. Let us call 5 rows of the column using the function head. This is the 5 rows of the data. You can see the column names, employee ID, first name, last name, salary, and all these things. Let us call the column names by using the keyword df employees.columns. Here is ds employee is the data frame name. Yeah, these are the column names of these fields. Let us create suppose I want to create some data frame df3 using this employee ID email salary. By grouping this way, you can call this employee df3 add. Let us call this sorry Yeah, this is run the lesson. Yeah, these are the selected columns for this field. Like this, we can call five last rows of the data set by using the keyword tile, data frame dot tile. These are the last rows. That means the data set contains 50 rows. Employees. Let us index this as employee ID as a index. You can also give index by like this way. Trimming, re, rebuilding missing data. Suppose if any missing data is in this data set, we can use the keyword is null. Is null values in data science. False. It means this data doesn't contain any uh, null values. This means that this data doesn't contain any column wise, no missing data. We can also call group by columns by using this keyword tf iloc. Up to two rows we can created here. Grouping data. You can group the data frame rows into list by using pandas data frame group by. We can create here like this. Let's call this head function. First five rows. We have created this using the data frame grouping and data employee ID, salary, manager, these things. Let's call this function. You have to also similarly another way the data frame. You can create df employees. This is also another way to create df employees in brackets like this manner. Let us this call this function pyros pandas dropana. It is also a data wrangling process. Dropana is a dropper. Pandas dropana is used to remove missing values from rows and columns. If any none or none values contains before the process, it is very important to clean the missing data. As a part of cleaning, we would be required to identify the rows and null values problem. For this df.dropana access rows of all implies true. Can also unlock this condition also we can give. Salaries we have get salaries greater than 30,000 false. It is also create grouping the function. Replacing values. We can also replace values by using a keyword iloc tf5 dot lock. In place of 4 we can create email. In place of email we can create this fourth name. We can change here on this lines of code. Yeah, it is changed. You can see here. Email is changed. Okay, so pandas data correlation. Finding the relation between the great aspect of pandas to correction data. The cur method is calculate the relation between the each column in data set. Let us run these lines of code. None. These are the non values contains these things we can see. Correlation. Results explain the results of correction. Cur method is a label which is a lot of numbers that represent how will relationship between two columns. The number values minus 1 to 1. The 1 means that there is a 1 to 1 relationship, and for the data set, each time a value went up in a first column, the other went up as a well. Point 0.9 is also a good relationship. If you increase one value, the other probability increase as well. Minus 9 minus 0.9 will be just a good relationship of 0 to 9, but if increase on value, the other probably go down. 0 point means not a good relationship. If the data contains a good relationship, you can say 0.99 is a good correlation, and duration bad correlations. If you the function cards 0 point something is a 0 is a bad correlation. Point of plotting. You can also plot this using matplotlib data framework. Let us call this function. You can see I can also scatter plot. You can give this is the plot. We can say something employee ID and salary like this. You can also plot using scatter plot using pandas framework, giving some kind of scatter example x value and y values using plot show. You can see this data here, no data here. Okay, that's all about the pandas data wrangling. Thank you.